Hey people of the VC, it's Andy. Cloudy, milder, long overdue vinyl update. When I first started off doing videos, this is all I was going to do, just do vinyl updates every now and again, but seem to be fewer and far between, and it's not through not picking up records. I have to admit though, I've not been listening to that as many records recently for some reason, you know, in and out of the moods, but I still haven't stopped buying them, so my inbox is pretty much full. This video is going to be all originals, 80s, early 90s stuff. Then I'll probably do a video in a week or so with just newer vinyl, because I've got plenty to do on that as well, a couple of videos worth. So yeah, let's dive straight in. First up, this was my contest winnings from Metal Mickey's subs contest. This is a Slammer, the work of idle hands. In fact, this is actually Farley's contest winnings. I won the Overkill Wrecking Everything live album, but I already had that, so Farley and I did a trade. I'm very happy to do that. So Slammer, a kind of a UK thrash metal band. This is from 1980. I'm gonna have to deploy the goggles for this because I can't read the small writing on these one. Yeah, so this is 1989, and I thoroughly enjoyed this album. I thought it was absolutely superb. WA, nothing too excited about the label. Custom label with Slammer on. Does have the original inner sleeve. There we go with the lyrics, and there's a picture of the band. This guy could be my son. Every time I point a camera at him, he just happens to look away at the last possible minute. So what I do like about this album is, other than the music, is it's got that nice sort of matte finish to it. Feels very nice. So I enjoyed this so much, I started looking a little bit more into Slammer, and found they had a follow-up album in 1991, and I found it on Discogs. There's 1991, I believe. Yeah, 1991. And this is on Heavy Metal Records. No inner sleeve of note on this one. There's the Heavy Metal Records. I find Heavy Metal Records to be a little bit hit and miss. Some of the bands on there aren't really heavy metal at all, but this I loved as well. So this is Nightmare Scenario from 91. Not too sure which album I prefer. Probably the first one still, but this is an excellent album from 1991. There's the back cover and the band names. Now, Paul Tuniliffe, the vocalist, he sounds a lot like James Hetfield. There's clearly Metallica influences in here, but they're not a Metallica clone band, although to say the vocalist is reminiscent of James Hetfield. But that's a good thing, because I liked his voice back in that time. Now, whereas this was reasonably priced online on Discogs, the postage was quite high. I think it was about £4.50. But I did notice that the guy had a number of other items on my wish list. So on Discogs, most of my wish list items are Music Foundation stuff, and going through the list of things he had, he was offering 4 albums for £4.50 postage. So I looked and I found another 3 really cheap to make it kind of really worthwhile doing it and not blowing the budget. So the first one, so these next 3 are Music Foundation's ones, which will enhance my collection. So this is Hellion, Postcards from the Asylum. This is from 1988. And a follow-up from Scream in the Night. It's just a 4-track EP. Yes, that's the Judas Priest cover, Exciter. Amberlin on vocals. Really good stuff, Hellion. I'm surprised they weren't bigger. I know they had lots of their internal wranglings and things that put the band off course, but should have been bigger, but happy to pick that up, not only for my Hellion collection but for my Music Foundation's collection. This next one, it was only £2, and I don't mind filling in some of the, should we say, crappier bands in the Music Foundation's collection. I mean, who collects albums just because they're on the label. There's bound to be some duffers in there, but I think if I ever get that 100 done, there'll be a few that'll be sort of straight out the door soon after, as soon as that video is complete. But this is Sugar Creek, and it kind of looks how it sounds. Now, considering Music for Nations was peddling metal to us Brits from abroad, they clearly fell down on expectations with this one. They look how they sound, so this isn't metal at all. Even better than that. They look more like a boy band. It's a rock album, no doubt about it. It's very keyboard heavy, and there are actually one or two and a half good songs on here. So Soothsayer, last track of side 1, that's okay. Rock the Night Away, starting off side 2, not too bad. Conquest for the Commander at the end, it sounds like it's going to be an awesome track, but then it goes into this keyboard heavy solo nonsense halfway through the middle of it. It doesn't even sound 80s to me. It sounds quite sort of 70s influenced, and even kind of a bit Deep Purple influence as well. But I'm not a big fan of Deep Purple, and I don't think they would thank me for saying these guys sounded like them at all, which they don't. But there we go. So it filled a gap. It was £2, and I didn't have to pay any more postage on it because I was paying it anyway. So there we go. Music for Nations 55. And the last one. Now, this is an album I wouldn't have picked up normally. Again, by the cover. What was the vinyl tag this year? Show a great album with a bad cover. Well, if I'd had this one at the time, I probably would have shown it. So this is Jack Starr, Out of the Darkness. It never occurred to me, for some strange reason, that this was Jack Starr from Virgin Steel. I just didn't put 2 and 2 together. I think it was Greedo that said to me that he's seen this in the blues bins quite a lot, because it's a heavy metal album with a blues cover. But this album absolutely kicks ass. It is brilliant 80s heavy metal. If you come across Jack Starr Out of the Darkness, I'll pick it up. I mean, the band itself is like a mini super group. So we've got Jack Starr on lead guitar. I should have left the glasses on. We've got Rhett Forrester of Riot on lead vocals, Carl Kennedy of the Rods on drums. He shares the duties, and Gary Driscoll from Rainbow, he does the drums on one of the songs as well, and Gary Bordenaro also from the Rods on bass. There they are there. Music for Nations man as well. And it's absolute kick-ass heavy metal on the old Music for Nations label. I can't recommend this album enough. It is absolutely superb. Don't let the cover put you off. In fact, go and have a look in the blues section, see if you can find it, and I'll pick it up. It ain't a blues album. So that was a good little bundle from Discogs. I like it when a plan like that comes together. Next up was a couple of surprise finds out in Ocean Terminal in Edinburgh. So that's like a small shopping centre, cinema, restaurants, and a few shops. And there's a local kind of craft initiative called the Leith Collective. It's like a kind of pop-up shop thing where it's got crafts and stuff, and they've got boxes of records at the back, and they've always had really naff. They've always had about 4 or 5 boxes of records, and never found anything particularly interesting in there. Sort of place that would have Elton John and the hard rock and the metal section, and there's never really a hard rock and metal section in there. But I went in there the other week, and there was like 12 boxes and a lot bigger selection. And I still didn't expect to find anything, but I came away with a couple of albums. First one, my first trip down Wolfsbane, and this is Down for the Good Guys. It's a limited edition, 10,000. So I think this was early 90s. Yeah, this is 1991. I think this is the last album before Blaze Bayley went to Iron Maiden, and this is a really good album, but it sounds like Blaze Bayley on here, and I'm not even sure about some of his earlier stuff because I've not heard his earlier stuff yet, but he sounds more like David Lee Roth than say, Bruce Dickinson. And I can't for the life of me see how he got the Iron Maiden gig from them hearing him sing in this style. He sings it really well, and I thoroughly enjoy this album. I've really surprised me. I kind of picked it up thinking I didn't really like the Blaze Bayley years in Maiden. I didn't think his voice was good enough for Maiden, but it's good enough for this music because it was obviously written with this music in mind. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. Wolfsbane with the inner sleeve as well, all in excellent condition. I got this for a really good price. Yeah, there. And the other one I picked up, I actually got paid way over the odds, as it would turn out. By there's no phone signal in the terminal, so I can't check Discogs. And I thought this was fairly reasonable, but it wasn't until I got it home in the cold light of day that I didn't maybe realise that the cover was as knackered as it was. So I think I paid a couple of pounds, £2 or £3 more than it's probably worth. So this is Vow Wow V or 5. But I like Vow Wow. I prefer Bow Wow as they were before they kind of moved to the UK. This is an okay album. It's a lot more commercial sounding than their rawer early 80s stuff as Bow Wow. A lot of the Japanese stuff. It's I think it's all in. There's an sleeve here. I think it's all the songs are in English rather than previously where they've done sort of half English, half Japanese. Pretty uninspiring. Inner sleeve, just the lyrics. This also has Neil Murray, formerly of Whitesnake, on bass. I'm not sure if that's focusing. There we go. But yeah, good album, just not fantastic. This one I've shown recently. So this is Picture. This is Holland's Picture, Eternal Dark. One of the albums I got from Blackmore Rules in VCLT. I'm showing it again because just got to say how fantastic it is. Absolutely love this album. Killer stuff. The label then. Backdoor Records. I've heard people say that the earlier Picture stuff is better, so I will kind of look out for them, but I've never really seen any Picture stuff in the wild, so to get it's a German pressing all the way from Canada. Yeah, excellent stuff, so thanks again for that, Greg. So check out Picture, Eternal Dark, if you haven't already. Really good heavy metal. I continued my journey into the more commercial glam, hair metal, whatever you want to call it, side of metal over the last year or so. Showland Lock and Key from Dokken, I think, on my last update. I also picked up Back for the Attack. I love the album artwork on here, the dogs and the birds, kind of stuff. You love side 1 on here. Side 2, not so much. Side 1 really kicks ass, but yeah, side 2 I thought let it down a little bit. I don't think I will ever be a huge Dokken fan, but I'm happy to own a few of their albums. I need to get Tooth and Nail now, I think, and that probably will be it for me. For now, but there we go. Did enjoy it. What's this on? Okay, yeah, so this also came with the inner sleeve. No lyrics on here, but pictures of the band and credits and some more fancy artwork. And this is on, yeah, just the standard Elektra label. Next 2 or 3, another, so not only have I particularly got into sort of the glam metal side of things last year, I also got a little bit more into UK thrash. Originally I kind of wrote it off, thinking it was all just guys goofing around, but I realise now that they were kind of goofing around, they were enjoying themselves, but the music is really good. I've already showed Slammer at the start of the video, so let's move on to sort of Acid Rain. So I've managed to pretty much complete my Acid Rain collection. I think there's one 7-inch single I need to look out for, but this is a 12-inch single. This is a cover of Blondie's Hanging on the Telephone, which is another thing which may not well have helped them get bigger than they were. Have an obnoxious New Year, it says at the bottom, so the Christmas release. There we go. Hanging on the Telephone, Motherly Love, and another bizarre cover, Genghis Khan, Warriors of Genghis Khan, which is a Bad News cover, which is well done, but yeah, so that's a nice 12-inch to have. This is on Under One Flag, which is the kind of thrash subsidiary of Music for Nations. Got myself a really nice copy of The Fear in Acid Rain. There we go, the UK Apple Core logo. Kev, Adam, H, Ramsey and Mac. I met Kev, I think it was Kev or H, I couldn't remember which. I always thought it was the bass player when I met him. At an Yngwie Malmsteen concert, he was going out with a girl from my school. They left as soon as Malmsteen started. They thought it was shocking. Yeah, so this also comes with a inner sleeve in pretty good condition with the lyrics and a nice little thrash metal collage. There we go. And the last album I needed to pick up was Acid Rain Obnoxious. The Obnoxious by name, Obnoxious in the colour. Oh, look at that, my camera can't quite handle the colours of that because it doesn't know what to do with the colour mixing. But the album isn't obnoxious. The album is absolutely fantastic. This is a brilliant thrash album. Only 7 tracks on it, but apart from You're and Jeremy, which is 2:36, you know, there's 2 tracks in excess of 9 minutes on side 2, and everything else is in excess of 5. But it's, yeah, I think this album stands up against a lot of the US stuff. Well, certainly a lot of the B-list US stuff, should we say. There you go, another picture of the band on the inner, and lyrics again. I think this is again on Under One Flag. So yeah, really happy to now have just about, well, I've got all the albums, and so the 12-inch just Hanging on the Telephone, and the Humanoia 10-inch as well I've got. So just a 7-inch single or 2, and I'll have the lot of those. So yes, Obnoxious by Acid Rain, check that one out. And the final one. I don't pick up a lot of best of albums. I don't tend to pick up album covers with tears on like this anyway, but for a cheap price, for a double album, it was worth getting. I love Magnum. I've got everything from something like the first 11 albums up to about 1990, and I've just recently dipped my toe in. I'll show you a CD. I've listened to nothing of their stuff from about 1990 to the current album. I picked up this recently on Bev Clarkavision's recommendation, and this is killer. This is classic Magnum. You cannot go wrong with this. It's almost even a great entry point if you're not used to Magnum, if you want to hear them a little bit more modern sounding. But this is a compilation from 1985, and it's on Raw Power, which you probably can't read that very well. Yeah, Raw Power, and Raw Power tended to, I think they got hold of the rights for songs for a number of bands to put out compilations. I've got a Girl School and a Tank compilation on Raw Power, and there was just kind of slightly strange lineups, like they couldn't get the rights to necessarily all the good songs or all the songs off all the albums, but it's a double album, and the vinyl's in excellent condition. The cover's just a little bit to be decided, but there we go. Love Magnum. I will buy anything I come across on vinyl. I do need to fill in the gaps between 90 and 2019, but those will be on CD because what is available on vinyl isn't available on vinyl at ridiculous prices. So that's the struggle. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of some of these albums, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.